We're going to check our daily math. And we're going to, at the end of the week, start working on fractions. And when we get to fractions, it's really, really important, just like it has been in division, excuse me, that we recognize factors. That's where knowing your multiplication tables are really going to help you be successful and be able to get through your work quickly. A lot more quick than if you're having to do repeated addition every time you need to know a fact. So I want us to really focus on this first question today that asks you to find all of the factors for the numbers below. Okay? When you're finding factors, take your time to find them all. Don't just say, I don't really know, or I know these two, and just assume that that's all. Okay? Let's really take our time and find all the factors. So,
during that quizzes, I was able to memorize a fact that I'm not really good at.
Good. That quiz is going to be, that one's going to be up all week. So you can practice anytime you have spare time or at home, you can work on that quiz. Then I'll put a new one up next week with some different facts.
Would it help us in our quiz on Friday?
Absolutely. Knowing your multiplication facts is going to help you in everything you do in math.
That one was really easy.
Well, good. All right. So let's look at number 1. You're finding the factors. We're finding all of the factors. The first number is 44. So if I'm looking for all the factors of 44, Jaden, what do I start with?
Well, everyone knows that 1 starts with everything.
Right. 1 times what?
1 times 47.
1 times 44 for this one. You're right. On the next one, it would be 1 and 47. But for this one, we need to check 1 and 44. 1 times 44 equals 44. Okay. Is 2 going to be a factor of 44? Yes, it's even, so we know 2 is a factor. 2 times what, Olivia?
22.
2 times 22. Half of 40 is 20. Half of 4 is 2. So if I put that together, that's 22. We should have 2 and 22. Okay. Is 3 going to be a factor?
No.
Okay. How do we know that 3 is not a factor?
Then it wouldn't go to...
I can't do 3 times anything to equal 44. If I count by 3s, I could get to 42 and then 45, but not 44. How about 4? Is 4 going to be a factor, Amy? 4 times what?
11.
4 times 11. So I need to check 4 and 11. Is 5 going to be a factor?
No.
How do I know if a number has a factor of 5, Olivia?
Because then it would have a 5 or a 0.
Very good. The ones place would either be a 5 or a 0. Okay. So how about 6? What's the closest we could get to 44 by using 6's? Yeah, 42. And then 6 more would be 48. So that's not going to work. 7?
No.
7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 6 is 42. So that's not going to work. How about 8? Can I do 8 times anything to get 44?
No.
What's 6 times 8?
2. 40.
6 times 8.
48.
Very good. 48. Okay.
That'd go over.
And 6 times 7 is 42. That's not going to work. All right. How about, are we at 7?
We were at 6.
We're at 6. All right. So try 7. We said, well, it goes 6 times 7 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49. That's not going to work. 8. Nope. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 5 is 8 times 5 is 40. So that's not going to work. 9.
No.
9 times 4 is going to get me 36. Then 9 times 5 gets me 45. 10.
It would have to have a 0.
That would equal.
Very good. It would have to have a 0 in the ones place. So 40 would be as close as we could get. Then we're to 11, and we already have 11 listed as a factor. So I know that I'm finished.
Okay.
The factors of 44 are 1, 2, 4, 11, 22, and 44. Yes.
On my daily math, stick problem, I was gonna skip it and go back to it. So I went and did because it was taking too long. So I went and did all my other ones. But I just sometimes I just had a habit of like doing that and then accidentally hitting the submit button because
Okay.
I usually do that.
Okay. All right, let's try 47. What's our first set of factors going to be, Justice? Yeah, 1 times 47. We know 1 and itself are always factors. Excuse me. Will 2 be a factor of 47? No. And how do we know it's not?
Because it wouldn't add up because we know that
What kind of number is it?
it's an odd.
It's an odd number, so 2 is not going to be a factor. All right. So we've got 1. 2 is not a factor. How about 3?
Yes.
3 going to be a factor of 47?
No.
3 times 15 is 45. And then 3 more would be 48. So 3 is not a factor. Okay. 4. We just found that 4 times 11 is 44. 4 times 12 would be 48. So that's not going to work. Is 5 a factor?
No, because it's not.
Then it would have to either have a 0 or a
Yeah, it doesn't have a 0 or a 5 in the ones place. All right. 6. We said 6 times 8 is what?
6 times
42. Wait, no, that's 40. That's 7 times
6 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40, so 6 times 8 is 48. So that won't work. Okay. 7. 7 times 7 is 49. That won't work. 8. We just said 6 times 8 is 48. That's not going to work. 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 5 is 45. So that's not going to work. How about 10?
No.
Doesn't end in a 0. Okay, so if we've gone all the way through to 10 and haven't found any factors, we can say that that number is what?
Well, it's only going to be 1 and 47.
If the only factors are 1 and 47, it is a prime number. Very good. Yes.
That's the one I was having trouble on because I didn't realize it didn't have any factors until I submitted.
Okay. All right, let's look at 55. What are we going to start with 55, Alexis? 1 times 55. Okay, so we need to check 1 and 55. Is 2 a factor?
Yes, it's
One. Keith's saying no. Why not, Keith?
because it's an odd number.
Yeah, it's an odd number. Very good. Okay, 3. I know I can think to 3 times 20 is 60. If I go backwards 3, that gets me what?
Back times
I know 60 is more than 55. So if I count backwards 3, that's going to be 57. And then if I count back 3 more from 57, that gets me 54. So that's not going to work. How about 4?
No.
4 is not going to be a factor. How about 5?
Yes, 5 and 11.
5 times 11. Very good. 5 times 11 equals 55. So I need to check the 5 and the 11. Okay. Make sure. See if we have any more. How about 6? Will 6 be a factor of 55? No. 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 9 is 54. So that wouldn't work. 7?
No.
7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 8 is 50.
No, 57. 53. Wait, no. 55.
7 times 8.
50.
What is it, Cash? 56. So that's not going to work. Okay, so what do we need to try now?
7 times 8.
Okay. We just said 7 times 8 is 56. So is 7 or 8 going to be a factor?
No.
Mm-mm. 9?
No, it's not.
9 times 6 is 54. 10?
No.
No, it doesn't end in a 0. Next we have 11. And we've already got that. So we know that we're done. The only factors of 55 are 1 times 55 and 5 times 11. Okay, so we're ready to go on to 68. Cash, what are we going to start with? 1 times 68, exactly. I know that 1 and 68 will be factors, so I need to check both of those. All right. Is 2 going to be a factor of 68?
No.
Is 68 an even number?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so is 2 a factor, Caden? Okay, 2 times what? What's half of 60? 30. Okay, what's half of 8? 4. So 2 times 34. And check 2. And then I'm going to go over and check 34. Okay. Try 3. Okay. I can divide 60 by 3, can I? That's 20. Can I divide 8 into 3 equal groups? No. So 3 is not a factor. Okay. So we're going to try 4. Okay. Can I divide 60 into 4 groups? Okay. That would be 1. And how many would I have left over? 2 left over. Can I divide 28 into 4 equal groups? What is that? What would that be? 4 times what equals 28? 7. So 4 times 17 equals 68. So check 4 and 17. Okay. Is 5 going to be a factor? No. 6?
No.
6 times 11 is 66. So that wouldn't work. Okay. 7? Okay. 8?
Yes.
No. Yes.
8 times 8.
What is it?
8 times 8.
Okay. So 8 times 8, 68?
Oh, no, that's 64.
Okay, that's 64. So that's 8's not going to work. How about 9?
No.
Mm-mm.
That'd
10?
go over. No, because it doesn't move.
Okay. 11? 11 times 6 is 66. So, well, that's 11's not going to work. 12?
No. Wait. Yeah. Wait, yes.
I'm hearing no and I'm hearing yes. Would 12 work?
Yes.
12. 24. Then what? 36. 12 more is going to be 48. Then 12 more than that is 60. 12 more is what? 72. So 12's not going to work. We found all the factors of 68. 1 times 68, 2 times 34, and 4 times 17. How about 70, Jaden?
Of course, starts with 1.
1 times what?
1 times 70.
Of course, 1 times 70. Okay. Go ahead.
Number 2, which would be.
So we know that 2 is going to be a factor because it's even. So if I need to split 70 in half, what's 7 divided by 2? I could put 7 things into 2 equal groups 3 times. So I know that in my tens place I'll have a 3. Okay, I've got 1 left over. Now I need to divide 10 into 2 equal groups, and that's going to be 5. So 2 times 35 equals 70. So I need to check 2 and 35. Okay. 3. I can get to 60. Then 63, 66, 69, 72. That's not going to work. 4.
No.
Okay. How about 5?
No. Wait, yes.
Yeah. It ends with a 0, so I know that I can do 5 times something.
5 times.
5 times 14. Because if you do 5 times 12 is 60, and then you do 2 more.
Need 2 more 5s. Very good. Okay. So we've got 5 and 14. How about 6?
No.
You get 60, then 66. Okay. 7. Is 7 going to be a factor of 70?
No. Wait, yes. 7 times 10.
Yeah, 7 times 10 is 70. So I need to check 7 and 10. How about 8?
No.
8's not a factor. 9?
No.
Nope. 10?
Yes.
Yes, and we already have it listed, so we are finished. 1 times 70, 2 times 35, 5 times 14, and 7 times 10. Hey, it takes us a little bit of time to get through factors, but that's where knowing your facts quickly is really going to help you. You don't have to spend near as much time if you know your facts. Okay, so let's go on to the next question. In this question, we're rounding 529,277 first to the nearest 100. So if I'm rounding to the nearest 100, Ansley, what am I going to do?
Look at the 100th place, and 7 is higher than 529,300.
Very good. We're going to look at that 2 in the hundreds place. We'll check next door to the tens. 7 is more than 5. So Ansley said it needs to, that 2 will go up to a 3. So we'll have 529,300. All right. How about to the nearest 1,000? How am I going to solve that one, Alexis? Okay. How do you know it's 529,000?
Because I looked in the thousands place and then one down is 200, and then you know that it's not for 500, so you'll just have to
Yeah.
put all the zeros up there.
Right. Exactly. 200s makes that closer to 529,000. Okay. Very good. All right. Then we need to round to the nearest 10,000. If I'm rounding to the nearest 10,000, Scotty, how do I do that?
You see the number behind it, see how what it is.
Okay.
If it's a 5 or up, you get another number.
Okay.
It stays the same.
Okay. So in 529,277, I'll look to the number you said next to it. What does that 9 tell the two 10,000s to do? Turn up, go up to a 3. So that will be 530,000. Very good. All right. Next question. We're dividing by powers of 10. So remember when we multiply by 10s, what happens on the place value chart, Jacob?
Well, it goes up by 10.
It goes up to the next place value. If we divide by 10, what does it do?
It goes down by the next place.
It goes down to the next place value. So if I start with 80, if I do 80 divided by 8, we know that that's one place value smaller, so our answer will be 10. So in the next line, I'm solving for A. What number divided by 10 equals 80? What's it going to be, Dylan?
Number 8, that would be 800.
800. A is going to be equal to 800. If I start at 800 and I divide by 10, I'm going to get one place value smaller, which would get me to the tens place value for 80. Okay? If I start at 8,000, what would I have to divide by to get 100? What am I going to have first in my largest place value to get from an 8 to a 1? What will I have to divide by, Olivia?
10.
To divide 8 divided by what is going to equal 1?
Divided by 80.
Yeah, it's going to have to, we know we're going to have an 8 there. Okay, and then how many place values smaller? From the thousands to the hundreds, that's going to be one place value. So you're correct, Olivia. It is 80. B is going to be equal to 80. And for C, we're starting with 80,000. And we're going to divide by something to end up with 800. So I know to get 8 divided by something to equal 8, that's going to have to be 1. Okay, so my largest place value is going to be a 1. Now to get from the 10,000s to the hundreds, how many place values is that going to be?
100.
Exactly. I've got to need to get 2 place values smaller, so that's going to be 8, be the 100. So 80,000 divided by 100 equals 800. Hang on just a minute. All right, let's look at this next one. We haven't had one of these in a while. We've got a function table.
Forgot how to do that.
Okay. So remember, we've got that little funny looking machine. Okay. Going to drop a number in. It's going to go through the machine that's going to change it. Okay. And then it's going to pop out a new number. So we have 1 and 36. If I drop in a 1, something's going to happen to it, and I'm going to get 36 out. If I drop in a 2, something's going to happen to it, and I'm going to get 72. So what could my rule be that I would change a 1 to a 36 and a 2 to a 72, Owen?
Each time it adds a 36.
Okay, so add 36. If I drop in 1 plus 36, does that equal 36?
No.
That's 37.
It makes sense in my head, but I can't
Okay.
make sense out loud.
Okay, I think you're on the right track. But instead of adding, what operation are we doing, Ansley? We're multiplying by 36.
That's what I was trying
Okay. So 1 times 36 gets me 36. If I drop in 2 times 36 gets me 72. So now I've got to solve for A and for B. If I drop in a 0 times 36 is going to get me what? 0. A equals 0. Okay, how about B for B? If I drop in 3 and I do 3 times 36, what would I get?
108.
Yeah, 3 times 36 equals 108. 3 times 30 gets me 90. 3 times 6 gets me 18. And if I put those two together, that is 108.
That's surprising we got that right.
Good. B equals 108. So for the next question, then it says to describe the rule. How would we describe the rule?
We put one in and then you divide it by 36. Well, not divide it, but
Times it by 36.
Multiply by 36. So our number times 36 would be the rule. All right. And the last question today. We are changing pints to cups. Okay? Changing pints into cups. All right, so let's look real quick to answer that question. What is a pint? Okay, this, if I look at my milk carton, right down here at the bottom, it says a half pint.
Half gallon?
No? It says half pint.
So 2 milk cartons equals a pint.
2 milk cartons equals a pint. You're exactly right. Okay? So it takes 2 of these. 2 of those milk cartons would equal 1 pint. Okay? So for the first one, you have 5 pints equals how many cups? And they tell you, they give you the equation. 5 times 2 equals what? It is 10. 5 times 2 equals 10. So 5 pints is equal to 10 cups. So what if I had 6 cups? I have to do 6 divided by 2, and that's going to get me what, Olivia? 3. So B would equal 3. 6 cups equals 3 pints. All right, questions about today's daily math?